to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the Alternet London. Fab, this is something special, isn't it, up here? Massive event.
This is a bit different, isn't it? It's definitely a big occasion. It's definitely a big occasion. It's a privilege to be here, really, and soak up the moment, and just take it all in. Really, it's a special one. It's one that's going to be remembered, definitely.
And now you're part of this event. Just first of all, how does that feel?
It feels great. It feels great. Yeah, it feels great to almost let it off my chest. It's kind of something I've been holding on to, keeping my cards close to my chest for a while, and something we've been working on in the background. But yeah, here to announce that me and David Adeleye will be getting on the undercard of the fight, chief support on a massive event. So yeah, buzzing to just be a part of it.
Will this fight be for the British title? Because we know it is in Saudi.
TBC. We're playing around with it. It's still conversations we're having, and it's still something we're working on. Obviously, both of us as fighters want that. Whether the board allow it or they say yes or no is a different question entirely. But belt or no belt on the line, the fight's happening.
I think it was only probably 2 days ago you flirted online saying you're retiring, just teasing everyone for this big announcement.
Yeah, I'd been quiet on Twitter for a little while. So I thought, let me just come back quickly and spice it up around here. But no, I'm clearly not retiring, not anytime soon, no plans to. So yeah, I'm just here to have fun, enjoy today, enjoy the moment, and get rolling over the next few weeks, and then roll on Saudi.
Obviously off of the back of a mini war with Nathan Gorman, but biggest fight, biggest test today, David Adeleye?
I'm not sure if I'm certain of that. No, I still think Nathan Gorman was my biggest test for the stage I was at in my career, for the caliber of opponent that Nathan Gorman was, for the fights he'd had at that point, from where he'd been, the pedigree of him. I still think he is my hardest test. And to be honest, you saw how I got through that one. Not to say this one's going to be considerably easier, but this one's going to be considerably easier.
We know there has been some words back and forth, probably for about, well, since about January, February. It's going to get a bit tasty in the build-up between you two?
Yeah, he's not one to hold his tongue. And I don't mind coming back with a few quirky quips myself. So, yeah, I think there'll be a few lines for you to click, mate, anyways.
Oh, you know, we do that anyway, mate. We do that anyway. But just last one on David Adeleye. Biggest fight, biggest stage. You're going to thrive on this, aren't you?
Oh, mate, this is what I live for. This is what I live for. Like, if there's one thing you can say about me, you can say about my career, my fights, is that you see the best of me in the big occasions, in the big moments. When the moments gets a bit sticky, when it gets a bit rough, and the big lights are on and they're hot, and there's a few question marks, is it going to happen? Is he going to get through it? I always turn up and I always put on a performance. So this is the biggest occasion I've been a part of. So you're about to see the biggest performance.
Just a couple more, Fury and Ngannou. Is there any danger for Tyson Fury in this fight?
Definitely. You can't say there's not. You've seen before that Fury can get tagged, can get put down. You saw it with the Wilder fight. So that's definitely a factor. And we know that Ngannou can whack. He can definitely whack. So those two things together definitely make it a possibility. Now, how much of a chance? Realistically, who knows? We'll find out on the night. But it's there, and I think that's what makes it so interesting.
Usyk Dubois, what did you make of that fight? Was it a low blow?
For me, it was, yeah. For me, it was. I think it was tight. It was on the line. It was like half an inch one way, half an inch the other. You could have called it either way, but for me, it was. But I don't feel like that would have changed the outcome, regardless. I feel like if it was called normally, then he would have got up within the 10, bounced around, evaded him for the rest of the round, taken his minute, and got back to work of what he was doing. I think the event still would have gone out the same.
Does that Usyk beat Tyson Fury?
Not that one, but that's not to say that he can't.
Last one. someone who you may have fought, but you didn't in the end, Fraser Clark. Did you watch his fight against David Allen, and what did you make of it?
As I've said, underwhelming. I think that was the general consensus for it, really, is that it was a bit underwhelming. I think David did a great job of being a salesman and selling himself of the best shape and the best place mentally and this, that and the other, and turned up and wasn't any of those things. Spoiled the fight, made it ugly, made it uncomfortable, and which also made it awkward for Fraser, and didn't shine him in the best light, which is a bit unfair. Obviously, it's not great for him, but I think at the point now he needs to kind of throw away with those type of fights and really kick himself on with decent, credible opponents, because otherwise, I don't know how much longer you can go on being an Olympic silver medalist, but then fighting these calibre of opponents.
Excellent, Fabio. Thank you very much for being to IFL TV. Look forward to making some clickbait in this. Cheers, folks.
Choose to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,